Hello everyone, welcome to Andrew's Quest. And today we're going to learn a lesson. I'm going to explain what this means to me, the Rubik's Cube. Not what the actual cube means, but what learning it meant to me. So, as I'm doing this one, this is going to be a little interesting because it's going to be tricky for me to talk and do this at the same time. If I do stop talking, it's because I'm concentrating, and I apologize. And sorry if I'm looking down, but it's hard to do like all this at once. So why did I learn the Rubik's Cube? It all started last year, around just before a year ago. Just over a year ago, like a month and a year ago. One of my cousins, also a YouTuber, did this. Learned it. I had no idea he was doing it, but he did. Then all of a sudden, on my Facebook page, he posts a video challenging me to learn it. Me being the competitive person I am and have always been, was like, I could do that, no problem. So I did. That's the story, really. Did I do it in like the first try? No. Now, people have this misconception that you need to be this crazy genius to do a Rubik's Cube. The truth about a Rubik's Cube, by the way, now that I've jumbled it, I'll do it even more, because I don't need to cheat. Really, I don't. The truth about a Rubik's Cube is it takes no actual intelligence, so to speak. You don't need to be a genius to do it. You just need to have a good memory. Why? Because that's all it is a bunch of patterns. And if you know the patterns and when to do them, you can do a Rubik's Cube. I'm not going to explain the hows. I'm just going to do it on this video. That's not the point of this video, is not to teach you how to do the Rubik's Cube. It's just simply to show you that when you want to do something, you'll do it. When you want to learn something bad enough, you will learn it. It took me roughly... Sorry, this will probably be easier if I do it like this. It took me roughly a week to do it, to be able to do this cube confidently, to the point where I didn't have to reference the patterns, where I could do that off the top of my head. Maybe I'll step back a little bit. Can you see that better? Okay, so it took me about a week, and again, I can't do this fast. This isn't about being a speed cube like world record. This is the fact that I can do it. That was my goal. I didn't care to do it like super quickly. I could do it in about 3 minutes, like my best time, but doing it while I'm explaining this story is actually very difficult, and I might mess this up a bunch of times. So, what was I talking about? Oh, the point of me explaining this story is this. I have a lot of references with the same example. Did I know how to do a Rubik's Cube before I started doing it? No, I didn't. Did that mean that it was impossible? No. It simply meant that I had to learn it. The motivation for me was two motivations. One, my cousin called me out on Facebook. Two was, this was something that I always knew I could do and I just never did it. Because I knew the basis of it, like I understood how they were, that it wasn't just like some, wow, I've never had this happen before actually, this is fun. That skipped like 10 steps for me right there. So I knew that I understood the concept of the Rubik's Cube solving mechanisms or whatnot, but I never actually did it myself. So I said, you know what, this is an opportunity for me. This is an opportunity for me to learn it. So I went out and bought a Rubik's Cube. And like anything, when you want to learn how to do something, you got to do some research. So what did I do? I did some research. I went online. I looked at videos on how to do it. And trial and error. It wasn't like I did it in... Look, by the way, not bad considering I was explaining it. It wasn't like, oh, let me follow the instructions and then instantly I could do it. No. It wasn't that easy. I'm just going to keep... Wow, what a klutz. I'm just going to keep holding it for the sake of entertainment. It wasn't like the instructions were there on YouTube and you follow along. It's not that easy. It's actually takes some processing like what you're seeing and applying it in front of your face at the same time. It takes a little bit of logic. You'll start learning how the pieces line up always, and it takes a lot of memorization and knowing when and where to apply the different patterns. That being said, I did it. I spent a few hours over a few days fiddling with it, messing it up, whatever, and boom. Then once I had it, I practiced it just to get it a little bit faster and do it so that I don't have to reference anything anymore. Okay, and that's that. Again, an example of, this is something that's like, oh, geniuses. Like, no, that's not true. You don't need to be a genius or any kind of like highly intelligent person to do this. Actually, anyone can do this. There's little children that can do this in 5 seconds. Well, maybe not that fast, but the world record's like 5 seconds with the fast one. And that's my point. I never did the Rubik's Cube before. I never really tried to. I never applied myself to learn how to do it. But I never thought I can't do it. I knew it was possible to do it. And through the knowledge that it was possible, I found the resources, tools, and information on how to do it for myself. Then I practiced. This is the basic and most fundamental recipe for success. You find something that you want to achieve. In this case, it is the Rubik's Cube. Then you got to learn how to achieve it. Sometimes the how is not so apparent. Sometimes it has to come to you. But knowing that it's possible is important. So obviously solving a Rubik's Cube is possible because when you purchase it, it's solved. So it is possible, right? That being said, there were resources available on how to solve it. There's the easiest ways, the hardest ways, the whatever. Sometimes it's the fastest ways. Usually the fastest ways are more complicated, but etc. I went just for the easiest how to do it. I learned it. I practiced it. I applied it, and I practiced. And I practiced and I practiced to the point where I could do it in like 2 minutes-ish. 2-3 minutes. That's not I'm not trying to go for speed. I'm just trying to go for practical. Like if I was doing it, I don't want to be spending 10, 15 minutes trying to do it. And the repetition of that made me do it better. For a few months, not a year, but for a good like 8 months, I hadn't touched the cube. It was sitting over here. I thought that, oh man, I haven't done it in so long, I'm going to forget. But my muscle memory, I actually remembered how to do it. It took me a little longer to like, oh yeah, I forgot about this and whatever, but I did it. And that's how success works. You find, the goals first. You need to know what the goal is first. You got to have the vision first. What do you want to achieve? Whatever that is. Then you have to know that it's possible. You have to believe it, that it's possible for you. That's number 2. Number 3, the how will come. Taking action. My taking action was buying this and researching it online. Now, researching it online is not always an option and not always the best option for certain things. The how will present itself, but it's up to you to constantly know that A, what your goal is, B, that it's possible for you to do it, and C, to start taking action in some form. Okay? Once you start taking action, then it's applying like the how comes, then the actual action, that's the next phase where it's like, I know I can do this, I know I have an idea of how, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to take action, I'm going to do it. And by doing it, you learn more and you get better. Doing it, learn more, get better. Do it, learn more, get better, etc., etc. And that cycle starts to happen like this. And that's how I solved the Rubik's Cube, and that is the basic model for success in any form, shape, or whatever you want to call it. That is the Rubik's Cube, ladies and gentlemen, and what it means for me. If you like this video, please like it, please comment, and please subscribe, and please let me know if there's anything I can improve on or how I can help with my content to help other people improve, I should say. And yeah, let's keep growing together. Thanks for watching. Take care.